Hey guys, and welcome to this module where I show you guys how to set up your TradingView to look like mine. Now, in the previous module, I spoke about my favorite trading platform, which is obviously TradingView, but I realized later on that I actually did not explain to you guys how to set up your TradingView to look like mine, because obviously mine is customized. Mine is customized to the way that I like to see my charts. Guys, you have to understand something. This is my office. These are my tools, so I have to ensure that they look really nice anytime I come on there. They have to look encouraging. I have to like the way it looks. Now, aside from that, most of you guys are also struggling with setting up your Fibonacci the right way, so I'm also going to be covering that as well. Now, moving forward, when you open your TradingView for the first time, www.tradingview.com, and then you open up a chart, first things first, before you even open up a chart, you don't have to create an account with TradingView. What you have to do is this: you have to log in with a social media profile. So for instance, this particular TradingView that is open that you guys can see, you can see I am DAPO. So this is my Twitter handle that I logged in with. Okay, so you see where they wrote sign in. Sorry, I didn't start recording it from that part. You see where they wrote sign in. Just sign in with a social media platform, preferably Twitter. I don't really like using my Facebook for stuff like this because I don't want them posting stuff on my Facebook. If it's Twitter, I can easily delete it. Not to say that they're going to do anything funny, but I just prefer to use my Twitter. Now, the benefits of doing this is once you log in with a social media profile, anytime you come on your chart, it is saved. Your analysis is saved. If you don't log in with something, if you don't have an account, if you don't do your analysis with a logged in account, every time you come on TradingView, you will see a blank screen just like this one. And imagine you've done this analysis, you've taken your time to do it, and you log in and then you don't see anything at all. So guys, go ahead and first of all sign in with a social media profile, and then when you sign in, because it's absolutely fresh, you would come and then you see a screen. Most of you guys, your screens will look like this. Okay, you see all this stuff, and if you guys have probably on, maybe this is probably the 7th module on the program, you guys have been seeing my screen already. This is not exactly how it looks. So let's get down straight to business. What is the first thing I do when I'm customizing my TradingView? Now, first of all, I don't like to see, let me just expand this pretty nicely for you guys. I don't like to see, but these are called grid lines. Okay, I don't like to see grid lines on my screen. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and remove the grids on my screen. So I'm going to go to settings, and I'm going to go to pardon me, I might be a bit rusty because I set up mine about maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, and obviously it's been saved, and I don't have to keep doing it over and over because it's saved. So I might be a bit rusty, but just flow with me here. We will definitely get to customizing this to look like mine. Okay, so let's carry on. So status lines, no. Background, let's see if we change background, what happens to background? No. Scales, no. Appearances, background, solid. Yes, fantastic. So you come, first of all, you come to appearances, background, solid, vertical lines. So in order for us to get rid of these lines that you can see like so, what I'm going to do is, because these lines are actually gray. Okay, they're actually gray, as you can see. Vertical lines, so we're going to change this to white, so that's the same. So you can see background is white, solid white, you can see. So vertical lines, we change it to white. You can see it's only now the horizontal lines that are showing. And then we change this to somebody's having issues with their platform. Sorry guys, sorry for the breakdown in transmission. So what I've actually done is this, right? Sorry, an email came in and it just distracted me. So what I've done is background, my background color, you can change this to gray, you can change this to whatever it is you want, but I prefer white. My vertical lines will be white. If there are any other color, it will show. So I change this to white. Horizontal lines, if you change it to any other color, it will show. I don't like that. That looks disgusting. It looks like a freaking notepad. Okay, I don't want that. I want everything in my background to be white. Session breaks, scale text, blah blah, watermarks, or you can leave all this stuff like so. Okay, so I'm done with the background for now. This one at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and remove this one. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the indicators at the bottom. So all I did was I just clicked, I right clicked and I clicked remove, and it is gone. So now at least we're getting somewhere. So we have white background, you know, and stuff like that, right? So what is the next thing? All right, guys, so we've been able to have, you can see we have a clear white screen. So now the next thing I want to do is let's go to settings. Okay, so we've been able to remove the background color, the background grid, vertical and horizontal. Now let's come to the candlesticks. To be honest, you can leave your candlesticks like so. Yes, like so. Don't really want to change this that much. Yeah, let's make that really nice and green. Let's make this really nice and green. Sorry, my phone is distracting me. Cool. So candles look pretty okay. What I'm going to do is no ads, free 30-day trial. What I'm going to do is, before I end this, I'm also going to check the exact color of my candlesticks and I'm going to put it on here. But let's work with this for now, okay? So first things first, what did I do? I changed the vertical lines. Excuse me. Okay, so first things first, what did I do? I changed the vertical lines. I changed the background to be pure white. Okay, as you can see, the background is what? Pure white. Now, what else did I do? The candlesticks. I want my bullish candle, the up candle, the candle going up should be green and the one coming down should be red. If you don't know how to do that, if yours is a different color, just come to settings, symbols. You can see the colors the colors are looking pretty nice around here. Now let's go over to Fibonacci. I'll do Fibonacci last. Now excuse me. Let's go over to our support and resistance. Okay, so I need to click escape. Now if you look on the left hand side of your panel, okay, you can see trend line, all these different technical tools that you can use. My preferred ones are the trend line, support and resistance, blah 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 blah. Now I want to show you guys a little trick. If you look very closely, right, look at this tab. If I expand my screen totally, you can see that I don't have anything on my left hand side of the panel. The only thing I can access is this one tool called the horizontal ray, right? So I don't want to always keep coming back to, sorry, that keeps on happening every time I maximize and I minimize. Okay, so because I don't want to only have this tool available to me when I maximize my screen, I'm going to come on here. So I want the trend line tool to be on my, this is known as my favorite toolbar. So I'll just come and I'll put the, little star on it. What other tool do I really like to use? The arrow. What other tool do I really like to use? I like to use horizontal line. You can see how all these tools are adding here pretty nicely. Okay, I'll take you to where we edit them so that it looks like mine as well. I also come to the next one, look for Fibonacci retracement. Okay, I'm going to put this tool here because I always use the Fibonacci retracement tool. What other tool do I always like to use? Let's come to the next one. I use these rectangles for my support and resistance. I'm going to add that to my favorites. I'm going to add this to my favorites as well. I'm going to come to text. I always like to obviously add some text to my trading. I'm trying to see if there's anything I'm missing. Let's come to the horizontal line, horizontal raise, down vertical line. I don't use that arrow. I use the arrow a lot. Extended regression, trend line info. I don't use any of these ones. Pitchfork, no. Fibonacci retracement. I use this a lot. Let's go over to text. What other text do I like to use? I use text a lot. Over to cipher, ABCD patterns, cipher, all this stuff. I don't use any of this stuff because why? They're just a freaking distraction. So I use my long position calculator and my short position calculator. I know I was missing something out. All right, fantastic. So I have all my favorite tools available to me. So even when I come to expand my screen like so, you can see that this toolbar is here. Everything that I need is right about here. Okay, so I don't need to keep, like, I can have, the essence of this is for a clean and nice chart, as you can see pretty nicely. Okay, clean and nice chart. So the chart I'm working with is the S&P 500. Now, cool, let's start off with this tool. Let's customize my horizontal ray. I use my horizontal ray to map out potential targets that I don't want to use a very solid level to plot. For instance, just looking at the S&P 500, if we break this level, so for instance, I want to do some hypothetical analysis. I will just say to myself, okay, if we break this level, actually no, this is what I use for that. Ooh, I knew I was forgetting. Yeah, this trend line. Cool. So I can say hypothetically, if we break this level, we're gonna come up to this level next. Okay, so this is what I use my horizontal, this horizontal ray just to map out hypothetical levels that I feel the market is going to go into. And I also use my like, this is a trend line which is supposed to be used like this. Obviously you guys know a trend line you can use like this, but because this is quite flexible, I can just use it to draw like levels that I just like, temporary levels in my head, because I'm the kind of guy, like, I don't like to complicate my chart, I don't like to complicate my screen, so I can just put this on here, you know, just to map out something. And also I also use this to draw out my trend lines as well. So I can obviously, let me delete this so that I can draw you guys a very nice trend line so you guys see what exactly it is I'm talking about. So I want to draw a trend line. For instance, this is a trend line tool. I will come and I will connect these levels like so. As you can see, looking pretty nice and pretty, this alerts need to leave me alone. So as you can see, pretty nice and pretty cool. Everything, you know, joined all the way to the upside, and everything looking pretty nicely and pretty cool. Okay, so we finished with the horizontal ray. This is the color that I like to use, green. Check all my analysis, green. Now let's go over to the next one, which is the horizontal ray. Now the color I like to use for my horizontal ray is, obviously you want to come and change its settings. I don't like blue. What I like to use for this is black, and I like to thicken it a little bit. So if you come, okay, let's start it again because sorry, I'm confused you guys. So right click, settings, I come to line. Okay, I come to line to change the color of the line. Okay, so I want it to be black. In that same place, you can adjust your thickness. So I like it to be the second thickness. Why? So that, you know, it looks firm. So that it looks firm, mate. Okay, so we have this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Who are all these people sending me emails? Okay, so we have this sorted out. We have this sorted out. Cool. So we have our horizontal ray sorted. I'm going to delete this. So we have the color, perfect color is green. The next one is the trend line that I always like to use. We sorted that out, looking pretty nicely, black. Now we're going to go over to the arrow. For my arrow, I like to make it look, let's come to settings. For my arrow, I like to make it red. What else do I like to do? I like for my arrow to have a pointy nose arrow. As you can see, it looked pretty decently and nice. But the arrow is not looking big enough. There's something else I do. I'm trying to remember what I like to do. Thickness. Good. Good. So now, okay, this is a bit too red. Come to settings. It's too red. Like, it's too red. Too red. Okay, I like this red. So for instance, I use the arrow to demonstrate what I feel is going to happen. So if I just delete this, if I click on my arrow, I can be like, okay, the market is going to come to this level next. So if I could also use my horizontal, my thingy, map this out here, and I can be like, okay, if we break above, we can get a pull back into here, and then, you know, we can get a blowout, excuse me, and obviously we can get a blowout all the way to the upside. So we finished with 1, 2, 3. Let me just put these tools in the middle here. Finish horizontal ray, showed you guys what I want with it, how I use it. Trend line, showed you guys what I want with it, how I use it. I use it to draw my trend lines, and I use it to just draw temporary stuff. I've showed you how to use the arrow. Now horizontal lines, good. So let's remove all these drawing tools. And guys, if you want to quickly remove all the drawing tools, you just right click and you click remove drawing tools. So if I had a drawing tool open here, I just right click remove drawing tools. You remove everything. But if you want to remove them individually, you right click and then obviously you come click remove like so. So all these when I say all the tools you will ever need for your trading are free on your platform. They're free on the software. These are all the tools that I use to extract millions from the market. Okay, millions. Okay, cool. So you don't need any indicators, just your basic standard technical tools. You plot them right, it'll tell you what to do next. Now this is horizontal. So there's a difference between horizontal ray, which starts where you click on it, and there's the horizontal line. Now this is what most people are used to using on MT4 to plotting their support and resistance. I don't use this to plot my support and resistance. I use it I use for something else. I don't use it. I use something else to plot my support and resistance. Anyways, I don't like the color of this. Mine is usually black and the thickness is usually on the second level, like so. Oh no, actually I like it thin, right? But I make it really dark, right? Cool. So I don't make it very thick because I don't use it for my major to plot, oh, this is my support and resistance level. No, I use it in areas where I'm not exactly sure if that's a major level or not, because there's some areas where you're not exactly certain, and I don't use it a lot. I can maybe between, let me show you guys, let me give you guys a quick example. Okay, let me show you guys a quick example, right? So I can probably be in the middle of an analysis where I've plotted my major levels here somewhere. I've probably plotted my major levels properly, and then I can probably use this somewhere here. Okay, maybe I'm not exactly sure if this should be a major level or not, and I'm gonna probably use it just once, okay, because I have something else that I use to plot my major levels. So let's quickly take you over to that. So you can see I've talked about this first major tool, second major tool, third major tool, fourth major tool. Now let's go over to not Fibonacci. Fibonacci is quite extended and it's going to take some time, Fibonacci. So let's go over to this. It's called rectangle tool. This is what I use for my major levels, right? So this is exactly how it goes. Now when you first kick off, it looks purple, it looks horrible, it looks disgusting. So you come to settings. I like it to be blue. I think I remember this blue. Oh, this blue, not the border, sorry, background. Come and change the background to be blue. I'm trying to remember what blue I like to use. I think it's this blue. No, that's blue too dark. I think this is the blue I like to use. And then the borders are always black, and the thickness of the borders are like so. I think, right? This looks like my chart, right? Coming around pretty nicely. Okay, I think I also sort out the opacity. I make it a bit transparent. Voila! You see, starting to look like my charts, right? Starting to look like my charts. Amazing. And the good thing about this is, now why do I use this instead of this? Now the truth is, this guy, you have to remember that support and resistance is not a single line, it's a zone. Okay, this can occupy more surface area. For instance, if I'm drawing my support and resistance like so, I can expand this to cover more surface area. Okay, as opposed to this, I can only keep this here or here or here or here. But with this one, I can cover more, because, okay, so for instance, let's look at this, right? This is a major level. This is a pointy level, pointy. These areas are all very pointy. If I was only to use this line, I can only cover here. What happens to this guy? You're leaving all these guys out, so you don't exactly know if this is the level or this is the level. So you end up having to draw more than one, and then it just looks messy, right? That's why you see some people's charts, they just have so many levels up and down the whole place. It's irritating. So what I used to combat that issue was a zone. So I just use my zones. As you can see, instead of all that, I would just put a zone pretty nicely and make sure it touches all the significant parts of in an area that I feel that is strong, like so. Okay, and the good thing about this is it looks clean, it looks nice, although this blue is starting to get on my nerves. So let's choose a darker blue. Yes, even darker blue. Let's choose a darker blue. So it needs to be strong, you know what I mean? Like this is a major level. It needs to be hard. Okay, it needs to be hard, looking strong and nice. Right, cool. All right, fantastic. So there you go. So we have this level, and the good thing about this is I can just easily click clone instead of having to keep drawing new ones. So just right click on anyone you've drawn, just click clone. It will draw the exact same one for you, and then you can just move it around and place them at your areas that you feel are significant levels, like I'm doing, just like so. You can obviously extend them the way you want them to be extended. You can extend this like so, make this extend all the way to the future. Okay, that looks really nice. And now before you know, you have clean levels, clean levels. And obviously we don't want to draw another one here, so what do? We can just come and quickly put get out of here, man. Just quickly put this guy here, and we can just say to ourselves, okay, that's cool. So this market looks like it's making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, pull back for a higher low. We're most likely gonna fly out of here, and if you fly out of here, I believe into the future we're gonna come into here, and then obviously I can bring my arrow and I can draw it all the way to the upside and be like, yay. So if we break here, we're gonna come here, and there you go. Simple, clean analysis. Okay, so we're done with this one. Let's go over to this next one. So this one, I use it for my temporary levels. Okay, so sometimes instead of using this guy, I like to use this guy. Okay, so let's quickly come settings. I like this one. I change mine to be yellow. Oh, not the borders, man. I keep making that mistake. Border black, background is yellow, like so. I make the borders a little bit thicker, like so. Voila, there you go. So I use this for my minor levels, and I used blue for my major levels. So sometimes I just want to just say, okay, if we break the yellow, we're going to come to the green, but these blue ones are the major ones. I don't move the blue ones around that much. Once I plot it, it's there. Okay, so T stands for text, so I might want to say 300 pip gap. Okay, actually it's more than 300 pips actually, so let's do 1000 pips gap. I like the color to be black, as you already know. I like so you can, this one you can obviously always change the color, the size of the text. You can make it bold. I like it bold, and then I can put this here, and then I can put this here. I say 1000 pip gap, just in case I want to label my chart and I want to take a screenshot and then I want to post it for you guys to see, or you want to send it to your friend, or you want to post it in the Telegram group. This is exactly how it works. So we've touched on what horizontal ray, trend line, arrow, horizontal line, rectangle. It's for this major level. I call this major level, minor level, text, long position calculator. Now, for those of you guys who don't know how this works, it's very simple and very straightforward. Let me go ahead and remove all drawing tools so that we can actually get into this. Now, let's say I want to buy here, okay? And we obviously projected that our overall target is going to be here, okay? Guys, man, they just made my breakfast. I haven't actually eaten yet. I'm going to leave you guys soon. But long position calculator. So let's say I want to buy here, okay? I'll bring out my long position calculator, and then let's say I want to take my take profit out here. So I would extend this all the way up to here, and let's say I want my stop loss to be all the way at the bottom here. So what this will help me do is this, right? This will help me calculate the number of pips, okay? It will also help me calculate the risk to reward ratio, which, as you can see, 2.02. Basically what this means is for every $1 that I risk, I'm gonna make back $2. So risk to reward, like 1 to 2. Do you get what I mean? 2 to 1. So basically what this means is that there are two. So let's say from here to here is 100 points. What it's trying to tell me is there's 100 points and there's another 100 points here. So there are 2 red regions in the green region. So if this was, for instance, if I reduce this, okay, and now it's 3, so what this simply means is I'm risking this 1 to make 3. And this is the perfect example of what your risk to reward should look like. You should always be risking this little between this. So this represents how much you're risking, and this represents how much you want to make. Okay, so it calculates it here for you. Risk to reward 3.11. So it's 1 to 3.11. So I'm risking $100 to make $300. Okay, so that's exactly what it means. Or I'm risking $200 to make $600. Okay, so this is, it calculates it for you. And I think one of these ones calculates the number of pips. Yes, I can see this. So this, you can see, is just watch as I move, this moves. Okay, so this is 5,400, actually it's 54,000, but it's actually 5,400 pips. So you can see how this, if I reduce this, it moves down. You can see how this figure is increasing. There's a number of pips between my entry. This is my entry. This will be my entry. This will be my take profit, and this will be my stop loss area. Now, obviously, when you get into, before you get, the essence of this is when you do your analysis on TradingView and you want to get into a trade, it's always important to use this tool, because you hypothetically, you put this on here. You say, okay, this is my take profit level. I just draw this here. Okay. This is my stop loss level. I draw this all the way down here. So now this tells me how much I'm going to make back. Like, okay, based on where my take profit is and where my stop loss is, this is my risk to reward. So if I'm risking $100, the risk to reward tells me if I'm risking $100, I'm going to make $343 back. It also shows me the amount of pips I'm going to make and the amount of pips that I can potentially lose if this goes against me. And it also gives me an exact price. So it gives me an exact price on where to put my stop loss. So if I just get into a trade, I'm on my MT4, it's going to ask you, where's your stop loss region? You come and look here, put this here. Where's your take profit region? 4016, as you can see pretty clearly on the right hand side. So it maps out everything for you. Your entry, your take profit, and your stop loss. Obviously you adjust this by yourself based on where you think you're going to obviously come out of your trade. So yeah, the colors on this are absolutely perfect. Don't need to change this. Now we also have vice versa, which is the short position calculator. Okay, so this is just simply, if I wanted to do this the opposite way, I wanted to click short sell, come all the way down here. My stop losses will obviously go above here. My take profits will come all the way down here. It's telling me that my risk to reward, I'm looking to make about 3.08 risk to reward. So if I risk $1, I'm going to make 3 back. If I risk 10, I'll get 30 back. If I risk 100, 300, 1,000, 3,000, 10,000, 30,000. Okay, so if I reduce this, you can see the risk to reward reduces as well. Perfect. Now done with this. Let's go over to the most crucial part, which is the Fibonacci. I know why I saved Fibonacci for last, because I wanted you guys to listen to everything. I know that the Fibonacci is the one everybody wants to know how I use my Fibonacci. So when you come to your Fibonacci, okay, if I draw it from swing low, as you were taught in previous chapter, draw it from swing low to swing high. It looks fucked up, right? Cool. Now, how do we sort this mess out? First things first, right click, okay, come to settings. First of all, why it keeps looking like has all these colors is if you scroll to the background, if you at the bottom, remove background. First of all, that looks a lot better. Okay, now the levels that I use on my Fibonacci are 0. I don't use this. I don't use this. I don't use this. I don't use this. I use 0.5. I don't use 0.7. I don't use this. I don't use this. Okay, so I only use 0, 0.618, 1, and 0.5. Okay, now there's actually another one I use, which is minus 0.26 extension. Perfect. And I come to settings. Now let's beautify this shit. Okay, now level lines, let's make it thicker. Okay, level lines need to look thicker. Let's come here. Levels should have values. I don't want the prices to be on them. Should it have values? I want the labels to be on top, middle. I want them to be on the right. I like my levels to my levels to show here. I think that's pretty much it. See how easy it is. Don't need to crack your brain too much. Trend line. Let's make it a little bit. What trend line simply means is this line that is going across on the Fibonacci. Okay, so let's delete that, and there you go. Obviously, I can't remember my exact colors. Oh my god, it's a major challenge now. So I think my colors are obviously very different from what we have. I try and make my levels, the color of my levels, very different from the colors of my candlesticks, so that they can stand out. Okay, level lines actually can make this a bit thicker. Let's make it thicker. I think I like it thicker. Okay, what else? Background 0. So I even deleted it. Prices and levels, only values. I don't want prices. Prices shows the price beside. I only want the levels to show. Actually, sometimes I don't even want the levels to show. Now, guys, that's pretty much it for my Fibonacci. See, so simple and straightforward. So now, how does this work? Okay, simple. So let's delete Fibonacci. Now, Fibonacci is very simple and straightforward. Now, just by looking at this chart, I know that this guy, whenever it is you watch this, let me just quickly draw this. You see how I used to quickly analyze the market. Cool. So just by looking at this, I already know that this guy is going to head higher. Why? Because if I take my Fibonacci from swing low to swing high, which is the top here, swing low, swing high, you can see how we pull back pretty nicely into my Fibonacci. Actually, I want my Fibonacci levels now. Thinking about it, I like it. You can see how it comes in between the 0.5 and 0.618. We've pulled back pretty nicely, and now we're in the process of taking off. We haven't actually achieved our full destination yet. We're on our way there. Okay, so what's going to happen is this. I'm quite certain that this market is actually going to jump higher. First level target will be here, because you know Fibonacci, the 100% retracement is always the first level target. We haven't gotten there, as you can see. We got somewhere shy of there, and we've pulled back. So I'm pretty certain we're going to pull into here to be our first level target. As you can see, I will now use this to highlight it pretty nicely, and then I use my minus 0.26 extension as also another area to take my profit out. Guys, over the years I realized that there's this funny calculation that goes, okay, so let me quickly calculate this for you. So Fibonacci claimed that between here and here, if I clone this, is the same as between inside of my Fibonacci zone. Well, the measurement is not exactly the best, but pretty much it means that A to B should be equal to C to D. So if we've moved stretched like this and we've pulled back into here, it means that this stretch, or rather this new stretch, will be equal to the old stretch. So the new stretch will stretch as many pips as the old stretch, so most likely going to come in here. So that's exactly why we use this. So I know for a fact if we break the top here, we're going to come here. So you can see how I'm just going to delete this guy here. Just gonna put this about here, so that when I delete my Fibonacci levels like so, exactly, so my charts look pretty nicely and pretty clean. All right, so yeah, so we've drawn our Fibonacci A to B to this. It's told us that yes, we want to fire to the upside, fire. So now I can come and use my line and just draw it here. So I'll be like, okay, and then I can come and put my text here and say TP1, okay, and then we can have, just clone this, and then I right click and then put, just double click on this actually, and then we can have TP2. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, easy and straightforward, right? And then obviously you can come and put your major levels. Obviously this is not a full-blown analysis. The full-blown analysis, my level will be here. You know, everything just looking pretty clean and nice. You know me, I like my things to look really nice. Obviously this came out here and blew up here. This is obviously a minor level. I don't put too much, just some little, you know, some little sprinkles here and there. You know what I mean, exactly. So now I can say to myself, ladies and gentlemen, as long as we sustain above the yellow level, we're gonna come to this is TP1. Get ready to start buying on Monday morning. As you can see, the candlesticks are looking very nicely. It's a morning star. We've jumped out of here. We're actually having a massive Fibonacci move to the upside that hasn't completed yet. I believe strongly that we're gonna come on here to complete it. As long as we sustain above this level, it's a buy. Stop losses come here. First level target here. If we break here, we're gonna come here. Just like that, in your very before, as I was designing my charts for you guys, I've been able to predict. I'm pretty certain between here to here, it's 1,000 pips. So guys, it's easy, straightforward. Practice, practice, practice. Keep looking at the charts, keep attending my webinars, keep practicing, keep trading. This thing will come second nature to you guys. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in the subsequent modules. A chopper is flying by. I'll see you guys in the subsequent modules and chapters. It's yours truly, DAPO Willis. Take it easy, stay safe, stay sanitized, stay blessed, and obviously, guys, sit back and enjoy the rest of the program. Take it easy and peace out. And if there's anything you feel like I left out, please drop a comment in below, and then I'll be sure to add it. All right, guys, take it easy and stay blessed. Peace.